Hello and welcome to Revista De La Ligga. This is week 35. Nothing separating first and second, Real Madrid and Barcelona. But this was pointed out as one of those weekends where things could happen, because it's the Barcelona derby at Espanyol ground and Real Madrid were hosting Valencia. So let's go to the Santiago Bernabéu first.
And Real Madrid under pressure early on. Oof. Less than a minute gone, and it was Santimina who was given the freedom of the Bernabeu. Bizarre. Carvajal. It's a great cross.
There you go.
And who should be at the head of it other than Cristiano Ronaldo? It's been a barren spell as far as he's concerned in La Liga. He'd gone 4 games without a goal, but he's back at the head of the queue. Carvajal. Luka Modric has a go. Parejo stands his ground, and he did wrap an arm around him as well.
I think the linesman's given this decision, Rob. You can see here, he's holding him, and he pulls him back to stop him getting to the ball. Brilliant.
Nobody surprised when Alves makes a penalty save.
Tell you what, that was brilliant, Rob. He's guessed the right way. There you go.
There is Parejo, silences the Bernabeu, returning to the club that let him go and doing massive damage to Real Madrid's title hopes. Marcelo cuts inside, finds with the right. Marcelo's right foot. It's a rarity, but it's a rare old goal.
Well.
A tale of the unexpected. Marcelo.
Now it's a chance for Espanyol to take the lead, and they should have done. Wonderful chance for Gerardo. He doesn't even trouble the target. Could drop into the path of Luis Suarez. It will. Glorious chance taken. Dreadful from Espanyol. Hugely important goal for Luis Suarez and Barcelona. Here's Messi. Wonderful balance of his. Rakitic, 2-0. And you very much expect that is game over. And Real Madrid will be back into second place tonight, and Barcelona will be league leaders again. Oh, horrible mistake. And Luis Suarez punishes the young fullback Aaron Martin. And Barcelona are going to end up with a flattering scoreline, I think, in the end here. They lead in the derby by 3-0.
After the Clásico, both Real Madrid and Barcelona have played 2 games. A very impressive midweek performance from both of them, and at the weekend they struggled.
It's hard to judge the teams. They're at this stage of the season where they've already got to by being successful. And I'm so pleased we've got a title race. It's going to go right down to the wire. And what we have to understand is the month of April has led to so many games for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now, what's made it a little bit disjointed for both teams is the amount of changes that's happened in this month. Real Madrid almost have 2 teams now, you know, a B team and an A team, and I'm trying to work out which one's the best. It's that close. So Real Madrid's are blessed with such a talented squad. Who would I rather be playing? How would you stop them? It's still so difficult. They are significantly better than the rest of the division. Atletico Madrid and Sevilla are, of course, close. But it's an emphasis on how strong they are. I think it's still in Real Madrid's hands. I would still make them just slight favourites, because significantly the 2 games against Atletico Madrid, we don't know what impact that is going to have on the team selection from Zidane, and also the effort that we all know it takes to play against Atletico Madrid once, let alone twice, in such a short space of time. So that's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out now.
We've been talking about Real Madrid as a whole and Barcelona as a whole, but if you actually look at the second string, you see a huge difference in both of them, starting by the fact that Luis Enrique doesn't always use 3 substitutions in every game, which suggests that he doesn't trust what he sees on the bench. Is that the gap so big between the best 11 of Real Madrid and the best 11 of Barcelona?
I look at a player like Isco, who was on the bench again at the weekend. I think, in my opinion, he's their best midfield player at the moment. I think Modric and Kroos combine well together. I think Isco's making a real case. Now, Isco would play for Barcelona with the amount of games Andre Gomez is getting. And then you've got Alvaro Morata, who arguably possibly should be playing ahead of Benzema now. So it's a great problem for Zidane to have. And my fear for Real Madrid is that getting slightly disjointed with all the changes. But Zidane has managed somehow to make his way through to this stage of the season with his team still in their hands with the title race to go, still in the Champions League. I think Real Madrid have a luxury of 20 players all challenging for an automatic starting spot in the big games.
And it seems to me like Barcelona is kind of predictable. If it's going to happen, it's because something is done by Messi or by Luis Suarez, as it was the case against Espanyol, or Neymar. For Real Madrid, they're more unpredictable. So it could be Marcelo scoring a goal with his right foot, or the fullbacks now have been absolutely crucial, but sometimes it's Isco. There's a much more complete squad. Is there a better squad in Europe than Real Madrid's?
No, definitely not. Now, the 11's Barcelona and Real Madrid, we can debate all day who's got the strongest 11. But no, the squad is the reason why. And we have to give credit to Zidane. He's keeping players interested. And trust me, it's so hard to do that. I saw at the weekend Isco cheering when the goal went in because he feels that he's invested enough playing time in the league this season for him to justify himself believing that if Real Madrid win the league, he's played a huge part. So all the players feel inclusive. Now, that is a huge asset to have for Zidane. I don't know how he's done it. Not many managers can pull it off. I'm assuming he's a really nice bloke. He treats the players with respect. But it's a massive bonus, an advantage to Real Madrid to have those players on the bench and happy.
Finally, I'm going to pull from your experience as a player and talk a little bit about psychology. Not only Alves stopped Cristiano Ronaldo's 3rd penalty out of 4th, Real Madrid actually managed to get 17 points scored in the last 10 minutes of the game, and both things have to do with psychology. Penalties first.
The psychology in football is, you talk about the penalty save from Diego Alves, he's out-psyching players now. You know, players are looking at him when they're taking a penalty. They're all aware of his fantastic reputation and his ability to save penalties. There's different reasons why he is so successful. And then you look at the psychology of Real Madrid and Valencia when it's 1-1. Late in the game, 84th minute, Valencia equalised. I never had any doubt that Real Madrid would at least create another couple of chances. And I was pretty certain that they would take one of them. Didn't think it'd be Marcelo, but the mentality there it's so hugely important.
Thank you, Terry. But not just Real Madrid and Barcelona played this weekend. Let's watch some more goals in Revista.
Saul. It's a great ball in, and that is the first goal of the game. Exactly what Atletico Madrid were looking for. It's Kevin Gameiro who's got on the end of that one. With a decent delivery, Jimenez goes in, and that is 2-0. That is a thumping header from Saul. Is Gameiro, 3-0 to Atletico Madrid. Kevin Gameiro with his 2nd of the game. It's again Thomas Partey. That's a lovely little ball. And there Thomas makes it 4-0 to Atletico Madrid. Goal he started off and which he finished. There's Thomas. Again, past one challenge, slips a lovely ball there for Felipe Luis. Just the 2 minutes of injury time, and that's 5-0. Fernando Torres makes it 5 for Atletico.
It's a decent break by Franco Vasquez. And now Ben Yedder into the penalty area. Vasquez back again and scores. Super break by Sevilla.
Pablo Fornals. Malaga try and get a little quick set of passes are going in, and it's Fornals again, and an opportunity to shoot, and what a shot! Fabulous from Fornals. Malaga are level. Or a mistake, and Sandro can use his pace to get away. It's an opportunity, and it's a goal. The mistake by Pareja. Sandro raced away, and it's gone beyond keeper Sergio Rico. Sarabia slings it in dangerously to the penalty area. Vasquez should score, does. Well, they got a little break that time, and Franco Vasquez has grabbed his second goal of the game. Sandro with the free kick for Malaga. And it's flicked on and in. Diego Llorente. What a game. Here's Sandro. There's a little 1-2 with Keko. Oh, that's a rash challenge. Penalty. And Sandro is denied. And Juan Carlos scores on the rebound. Malaga have surely won the game now. Sliced up in the air, it's not a good clearance by Moy Gomez. Soldado onside, takes it down and dribbles it into the corner. Well, can you believe it? An unconvincing finish from Roberto Soldado, but he took up a deadly position. Onside, in on goal, big moment here. Lovely finish by Cedric Bakambu. Sporting he on turn, and look at the assistant referee. They really need to take a long, hard look at themselves. What a blow for Sporting at the start of the second half. Oh, it's good run by Mario Gaspar. Soldado in the penalty area. Bakambu! Bakambu's second of the second half. Villarreal's third. And Sporting look a defeated and a broken side. Chop trying to curl that one in. It's pushed away by Andres Fernandez. And Douglas! Oh, super finish. Too little, too late, surely. But what a crisp strike that was by the Brazilian fullback.
Granada's problem has been that sometimes they produce reasonably solid performances, but once they've conceded one goal, they do tend to fall apart. That ball just kept in, and that is 1-0. Carlos Vela on the stroke of half-time. Last minute of the half, first proper chance of the game. Carlos Vela puts La Real ahead. Ramos' shot is charged down, but it's fallen kindly to Folquier. This should be the equaliser, it is. Adrian Ramos makes it 1-1 in San Sebastian. Third goal of the season. Yaramendi looks to go into the penalty area. Canales over the top, Juanmi! 2-1 to Real Sociedad. Juanmi's 10th goal of the season puts them back in front, and that could turn out to be a very, very important goal. Granada are relegated.
So we've seen the top sides playing at the weekend, and two of them will face each other in the semi-finals of the Champions League. 3 times of the last 4 years, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have met, and in the 3 cases, Real Madrid have ended up being the winner. So what will this one be like? Let's talk about it with Grant Hunter. Grant, first of all, what's the situation of both sides just before Tuesday's game?
I guess in the case of Atleti, Guillem, it almost couldn't be better. They've had the pressure taken off them by a recent run of victories. They went down to the Canary Islands and absolutely hammered Las Palmas. Okay, they do have a problem at full back, and it looks like perhaps Thomas Partey is going to have to play there. And that's crucial in any battle against Real Madrid. You and I have watched for the last 2 seasons where both Real Madrid fullbacks play like wingers. Indeed, it was Marcelo we've seen winning the game at the weekend against Valencia. But in terms of morale, Atleti brilliant, and they've only lost one of the last 7 visits to the Bernabeu, which is a ludicrous statistic. And it all means that despite the fact that Atleti have lost every European tie at the Bernabeu by 1 goal, all 3 of them, and despite the 2 finals, I think they go into this in a reasonable state of health.
With this crucial season, that Atletico Madrid tried a different type of football, but they've gone back to the essence, and we've seen the best Atletico Madrid, no doubt, of the season, despite the injuries.
I think that's right. I think, first of all, if you look at Real Madrid, whatever you talk about strategy, tactics, team changes, the one thing that is dominant, that coaches find so hard to imbue in their squad, is they're never beaten. Now, that has to be an attitude. It's not one man. It's not even a Sergio Ramos thing demonstrating on the pitch that we can keep winning things in added time. It goes right through the squad. And if I know my Atleti, that's the thing they'll be worried about, because over the recent years, that's what they've probably had more of. They've had more in the league. They've had more nerve, more conviction than Real Madrid, hence the number of wins at the Bernabeu. So, Guillaume, Real Madrid make changes, but the essence of the Zidane era is until they're in the dressing room, showered and changed, they're not beaten.
Let's move to Barcelona, of course, and the decision to take the manager who's going to be taking over for Barcelona will be done soon. Apparently, according to Barcelona, they have not told him yet. I don't know if we believe that, but in any case, the short list is becoming shorter and shorter, and even though some have been included, like Koeman and Eusebio and Pizzi, still is a case of Unzué, or more likely Ernesto Valverde. Is that what you hear?
No, I agree with you, and I'll make a pitch. I'm a little bit surprised if the club comes out and admits that it hasn't thought of or talked to Oscar Garcia or Berizzo at Celta, then I think that they've fallen short in the duty. But yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. My impression is that Unzué probably hasn't been helped, how bizarre is football game, by the Barcelona players regularly coming forward and saying, he's a good man, we trust him, we like him, he fits. Not saying, let's have him, but I think the board are suspicious of the squad saying, Unzué, Valverde's cards have increased, and at the moment, I think that he's a strong favourite.
Finally, we need to talk about De Gea. I wrote earlier this week in skysports.com that it seems to be a hidden agenda on the future of the player. He doesn't particularly want to go, and if he goes to Madrid, he will earn less, the pressure will be much higher. He's happy to be number 1. So what's going on there? It feels like somebody doesn't want him at the club. Again, is that what you're hearing too?
Yeah, my briefings are that some of the phrases that Jose Mourinho used about De Gea and to De Gea at the training ground as well as in public after the West Brom and Everton games didn't sit too well with the keeper, and he began to think, what's going on here? I wonder if Jose Mourinho was on this line with you, whether he would say, I unequivocally want to keep David De Gea for next season and I will not be party to him being sold. I'm not sure he would say that. I think that there's a flexibility there, and it may mean that the two men aren't seeing eye to eye. It may mean that Jose Mourinho, star spotter that he is, has another goalkeeper in mind. But at the moment, I think it's legitimate for Real Madrid to be saying, we're going to go back in again and we're going to try and target David De Gea. I think it would surprise his fellow players and the fans. I think his position is established there, and I think he's adored there. And I think he's earned the right to stay. So when you wrote about some sort of strange agenda, I back you 100%.
Thank you very much, Graham, and enjoy the rest of the week. And for all of you, there's still more goals to watch, so stay with us. This year, Neymar has taken on a more selfless role for the side and has actually grown as a player. In fact, in my opinion, Neymar is now second only to Messi as the best player in the world. And if we take a deeper look at the numbers, it is easy to see why. Neymar has created more chances than any other player in La Liga this season. Playing out wider on the left, he's the one charged with setting up the chances of Barcelona for others. And those numbers only include the passes that have led to a shot by a teammate. Okay, it's time now to round up all the action from the remaining games in week 35, starting in Pamplona, as Osasuna took on Deportivo.
Whipped in, and here's a decent chance, 1-0 to Osasuna! And it's the youngster Mondragon who takes advantage of that loose ball in the area to rifle the ball past Herman Lux. Luisinho to Juanfran. It's a good ball in from Juanfran, and there Florin Andoni equalises on the far post. 1-1 in El Sadar. That's in! Once again, it's Guilherme. And there is the equaliser! Sergio Leon, not seen a great deal of him today, but there he is, popping up at the far post. Disappointing free kick, but it's fallen to Ruben Pardo. 1-0 to Betis. Player on loan from Real Sociedad. Collects the rebound, fires home through a crowd of players. All given away a bit too easily. There's Katai. Lines up the shot! And from absolutely nowhere, Katai levels the scores in the Benito Villamarin Stadium. All came really because of a poor clearance from Antonio Adan. Well, that's nice play, and it's once again, this is Vigaray going into space. 2-1 to Alaves. Great run from Vigaray. Puts the ball across the Betis area. And that isn't going to go out. Vigaray comes away with the ball, puts it across again, and that's 3-1. My word, it's Christian Santos who has scored now for Alaves. Great work once again from Vigaray. And Alaves on the break. That's great work from Katai. That is a lovely goal from Katai. Very cool finish, and in fact he gets the round of applause from the home fans as well.
Plenty of room here for David Juncker. Good looking cross, and the goal! There is the spark, and it's Kike with a brilliant header.
Well, firstly, you have to admire the cross from Juncker, but also the movement of Kike. There's no chance there for Herrerin.
Oh, he's onside. Serge Enrique should make it 2, and does. And Leganés' attention drawn to the assistant on the near side, who kept his flag down. And from the moment Serge Enrique stepped into this contest, he's made an impact.
Jose is the target. Little flick at the near post.
There you go.
Classic set-piece goal. And it's the smiling assassin, Raul Garcia, who's on the end of things.
Clever little flick on at the near post. And the smiling assassin at the far post gets the opening goal.
Williams. Nice touch from Raul Garcia to Iñaki Williams. Sergio keeps it out, but he can't keep the second one out. Same man, right place, right time. Raul Garcia 2-0.
Oh, he's a poacher, isn't he? Good instincts around goal. They deserve to be 2-0 up.
To Raspe, to Lekaway.
Oh, good run.
Encouraging a run from Lekaway. Rico is the man to his left-hand side. Here is the substitute Rico. Can he put it beyond them? Yes, he can.
It's a good finish, Rob. Tell you what, excellent run from Lekaway.
So, as we saw earlier, Granada's defeat at the Anoeta means that they will be playing in the Segunda next season, alongside Osasuna. They'll be joined by one of Sporting, Leganés or Deportivo, with Sporting facing relegation this weekend should results go against them. At the top, the titanic battle between Barcelona and Real Madrid continues. Both teams are locked on 81 points, although Barça remain in top spot. However, Real still have that all-important game in hand away at Celta, which may just prove decisive. All right, folks, that's all we have time for. Remember that Real Madrid play Granada and Barcelona play Villarreal, both on Saturday, who will blink.